So let's sacrifice. Because everything that we have to sacrifice for it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to sacrifice. Let's do it.
Really tough.
Very true. So build it. I respect people that build. Ah, it's very tough.
All right. No. Go back to do the supervision.
Yeah, I have to drink myself because I don't want else to drink.
No, you're fine.
Oh, when you don't get it, I never mind.
No, this is more. This is more for my lunch. Yeah. Anyway, I should go eat myself. Like the canteen and the at least I can do the practice. And drink.
Oh, you can do that. Because I still don't have blood. I still don't have videos. I still breathe.
No. Yeah. This I can do. Put the party in another one. Yeah. Canteen. I think yeah, electrical. I'm not very qualified, but I can do it.
Okay, electrical. I think I'm not very good with electrical. I will fix it for you.
No, what you do, you flush the part. Yeah, so you still need to get something from the food. Then you have your solar. Keep upgrading. I'll also try to Google that technology. I'll share it with you. When that was 5 years ago.
Is that like a good one?
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Let's see what we can do this morning. What is it? You want to go try it?
Have you not done theater? I have, but then we never had proper. You are not learning. No, I just never know. No, you can join us if you want. I presume we'll be meeting on Friday today or not?
Yes. Let's meet on Friday. Before I go, I'll meet the dean to make that arrangement. So that we can also adjust the timetable.
All right. So for me, Friday will be better than all right.
Okay. Okay. So where did we stop last time? Where did you stop last time? Company Sophia.
Yeah.
Company Sophia. And what did you say, Company Sophia?
This was advertising.
Now, your colleagues, are they all at the hostel?
The one left the hostel, the other one operates from home.
Do they attend other classes or it's only,
Yeah, of course they do.
so it's only mine that are reporting?
I wouldn't phrase that. They attend the other classes, but not consistently.
So where did you say we stopped?
Yeah.
And what did we say components of PRs?
Publicity, advertising.
This is where we are trying to differentiate among PR, advertising, and publicity. Right. You know, I'm asking because I'm also with the weekend guys, so we are way ahead. All right. Did we talk anything on the? Okay. Did we say anything on the two-way street? We did. The two-way street, where PR is the two-way, right? Did we discuss the publics in public relations?
We just started.
We just started that. Okay. And we also discussed about publics being internal or external, or public be direct or indirect. For example, internal public, we gave examples of management, right? looking at a situation like this institution, right? So internal public could be management, right? Lecturers, students, right? Directors, stakeholders. These are internal publics, right? Then you could also have external publics. But within the external publics, you could also have direct external publics and indirect external publics. Customers, right? Parents, for example, right? These are external but direct because they are the ones paying school fees, isn't it? Suppliers, okay? Those who supply these things, justice. These are external from this institution, but they are direct because there is that involvement. Then you could have the indirect public. For example, Nje, right? It's an external public, but indirect. Okay? Financial communities, special community institutions, government, local, state, the surrounding communities, for example. So that's straightforward. So what we are saying is that you are supposed to have what we call a priority public, out of the many publics. Priority publics, that's when you are trying to communicate. Remember, all we are saying, all we are teaching you is to become a PR writer, somebody who can write for the public. Right? So, basically, when it comes to writing for a public, or writing for any other forum, or even general communication, there are quite a number of issues which we need to bear in mind. Right? And what are these things? We always talk of when you are drafting, let's say, speech, you have the target audience, isn't it? So what guides you most is the kind of people you are targeting in terms of their age, educational background, their gender, and so on and so forth. Isn't it? If you have a sungane kumugamba ana standard 2. Now, if you have isn't it? Right? Yeah. However, when it comes to PR, right, issues of demography are very important. And demography simply means, you know what demography is? Population. So you as the PR person, you must select the public that are most important for the communication you want to effect. So you could be thinking of a group of people that you want to target with new policy of your institution, So that group of people you want to target most, right? After analyzing all the public and say, this is the kind of message, and I want to take it to this particular kind of grouping. So that grouping you are targeting is called target public or priority public, right? So, as I said, usually you think of demographic info, which usually talk of age, sex, right? etc. Right? You consider all these things when you are writing. Okay? These are the demographic information we are talking about. Right? Within this target audience or target public, right? How is the demographic information like? So that can guide how you are going to write your message. Right? So, here they are giving an example, right? There was a magazine called Dog World Magazine. Now the question is, if you concentrate much on the demographic information, right? Are you sure that people will love dogs because of their age, because of their sex, because of their income? The answer would be no. Because loving dogs has nothing to do with age. We have seen the little ones, right? Loving puppies. We have seen the old ones, loving puppies. So you will see that the demographic information is not enough for you to determine what kind of messages in some instances. Rather, it's not enough. Psychographic information as opposed to demographic information. This psychographic information classifies people by what they think, how they behave, and what they think about something. You see the difference? Are you confused? Yeah. So this, it says, is very important for a PR person. Right? So psychographic information is not merely helpful to you as a PR, but it is always necessary that you go beyond the demographic, you go beyond the age, the sex, the income, and think of what they think and think of how they behave. Okay? You want to communicate with the Anyamara one, for example. You know, in the barracks. Yes. You cannot just go there thinking because we are in Yamata. Yes? And this is the kind of messaging you want to come up with. Rather, you go beyond this demographic information to psychographic information by analyzing what they think, right? So you go into their psyche. I know for some time, for a long time, we have always considered this. No, when you are talking to people, you consider their demographic information, their age. Age is not enough.
Yeah, because there's old people that think like this.
You see? So all you need to understand is, yes, the person is old, but how is his psyche? How does he think about it? So you narrate your messaging depending on how they think, how they behave, how they do things, and not the physical appearance. So that will help you greatly. Having identified the public, right? Having identified the kind of public you want to target, or let's call it a priority public, you now have a priority public. The second step is to the second issue is to identify the channel. So for you to reach out to different publics, you as a PR writer must choose channels of communication that best suit the public you are targeting. For you to get the message across, the message you want your targeted audience to receive, you must choose the right channel. And the channel must be the one that your targeted audience can believe. Right? Not enough. Okay? If you want to promote agriculture, for example, okay? Usually, we know that the youth are not into agriculture. Alright? But you are working for an institution that promotes agriculture. Right? So, you use your... Yes, it's not that's the one.
It's a whole bunch of people. Interesting.
Huh?
I can walk.
I know Canada.
Okay.
But now, for some reason, somewhere.
Oh.
I don't know why they are boycotting.
I see. You need to totally go away from your... We're going to make sure you take this
Yeah. So if you want to target Achinyamata in agriculture, yes, the psychographic information you have that, and not necessarily demographic, isn't it? Because demographic you already know these are the youth. But psychographic is to understand what they think about agriculture. And you know, Achinyamata feeling that agriculture simply, right? Now we want to target Achinyamata. You also have to make sure that you use a channel which they believe in. For example, if you think of MBC Radio 1, right? Yes, it has got the widest reach. It has always been there. But the programming, you find that most of the youth, they don't listen. Right? So this is now the time where you need to bring in a channel that will appeal to the youth. Right? For example, if indeed you want to promote agriculture among the youth, right? What kind of channel would you think would be appropriate to reach out to the youth? Social media. Social media, of course. Because a lot of the youth are into social media, right? And even in the social media, it should not be just messaging in text, but through maybe picture, through videos, because these are what is appealing to the youth. And the youth believe in that particular channel. Okay? It's similar to Uralic, right? People expect that Uralic ukaumvira Radio Maria, isn't it? Ukaumvira all these religious radio stations. Okay? So people, if you say we have a channel, people will believe because of the nature of the channel you are targeting. Here they are also giving an example of an amusement park that wants middle school students to try its new ride. It says that it would be foolish to run an ad in, here they're giving an example of the Harper magazine. Because the Harper magazine is a magazine, majority of children don't even know that it exists. Because it concentrates on other issues, other than issues to do with having fun and the youth. So if you use a medium they are not popular with, the message will definitely not reach out to them. You may always think of the right channel which appeal to them and they are likely to get the message. But it is also said that people may be channels. Okay? For example, in person-to-person meeting or person-to-group interaction, in which case people may be channeled. Now, having identified the public, priority public, the channel, and the channel, what is then the role of you? So you as PR, it is said that you are not only supposed to be knowledgeable about the 32, the public and the channel. Yes, it's important that you need to know your public through demographic information and psychographic information. You need to know the right channel that will appeal, right, to your priority public. But the two are not enough, because you've got a very big role as a PR writer. First thing is one, to know about all the aspects of your institution. So if you are working for water board, for example, right, or you are working for governance, you need to know all the aspects about the institution you are working for. Remember, you are part of management, and your role is to advance the policies of your institution to the public, and of course get information from the public in a form of feedback to management. So you cannot represent your institution to the public if you don't know or you know very little about your own institution. That's why it is very important that you know all the aspects of your institution. For example, here they are giving that if you are a PR writer for a social service agency, then you must understand welfare eligibility rules and federal funding guidelines. These I have in mind the Department of Social Welfare, where there is sometimes this fund, or Department of Disaster Preparedness. You should understand that in the event of an emergency, what are the processes of reaching out to the victims and helping them out? What are the guidelines? Where do you start from and where do you end? All these things must be at the back of your head. Right? If you are writer for the highway department, you must know about everything from road building material to traffic laws. Here they just re-emphasizing on the need for you as a PR writer to ensure that you know about all the aspects of the institution you are working for. In other words, it's not enough to know the priority public and the channel. You also need to know exactly what your institution is all about. So here they are also saying that in addition to the possessing of that broad knowledge about your institution, right? You also must be able to research specific subjects to determine what is and what isn't important. Apart from knowing all the aspects of your institution you are working for as a PR, you must be able to research specific subjects to determine what is or what is not important. You should be able to learn ideas from other sectors or other fields like psychology, social psychology, political science. All these things would help you. That's why I've always emphasized that you as journalists, you are expected to be all-rounders. You need to be knowledgeable in all aspects. That's why I keep repeating that. Do you take time to listen to at least a bulletin a day, just to understand what is happening out there? So, one, understand your institution. Two, ability to research. Three, being ready to borrow ideas from other fields. Four, and very important, you as a PR writer must be an expert in communication. That's the fourth one, and very important. You as a PR person must be an expert in communication.
What was the move?
One, you need to know all the aspects. Two, you need to have research skills. Three, you need to be able to borrow ideas from other fields. Four, you need to be an expert in communication. What does the fourth thing mean? The fourth point mean? Because that's the fourth and very important. Remember, you are a PR writer, and in writing is nothing but communication. So, what does it entail for you to be an expert in communication? Right? What it means is that you must know how to write effectively in many different styles and for all media. Know how to write effectively in many different styles and for all media. Okay? Print, for example. You could decide to communicate through a feature article. The question is, are you able to write a feature story? In print, you can decide to communicate through a news story. Are you able to adopt that style, that kind of writing? So you need to adapt all those styles of writing. Can you craft a poem, for example? Can you do a short story? Because all these are styles that can help you to reach out to your audience. But this, we are talking about the print. Other than print, are you able to write for broadcasting? Can you write for TV? Can you write for social media? Can you design a basic brochure using a basic designing app? So when we talk of you being an expert in communication, all we are trying to say is you need to be as effective as possible by using many different styles for all media. And that you can achieve if you are able to understand the principles of good writing. You must also be familiar with the vast body of scientific research on communication, but also persuasion and, of course, public opinion. Okay? Because your goal and your only goal is to ensure that you are an efficient and effective communicator. That's your role and your main goal as a PR writer, to be an efficient and effective communicator. You must always accept that your writing is management oriented. Right? It is management oriented, guided by management principles. It must be kind of strategic communication. So yes, management oriented, strategic communication, and therefore likely to be persuasive in nature. It has to persuade. You know, you are role as a PR, right? Definition of PR, Timothy.
Like maintain the institutionalist image.
Okay. How do you do that? How do you do that? You can only achieve that if you are able to persuade somebody, right? Okay? You know persuasion, to persuade somebody is to change their thinking. Okay? So because of the scope of your communication, you must command the knowledge of the public and their culture. You see, the culture is coming in to affirm the psychographic issue we talked about. It's the culture. That has got nothing to do with one's age, one's sex, right? One's income. The culture is the same. If you and me are Malawian, our culture should be the same, isn't it? Does it matter the difference in our age? If you and me, when we think we have eaten, it has to be sima. That's who we are as Malawians. And this happens regardless of the demographic issue in terms of age, sex, and the rest. Right? So you look into the culture. You look into their corporate or work environment culture, their personal or lifestyle culture, their indigenous or ethnic culture, right? But beyond that, you must know the international communication network and media systems and how they operate. Beyond all those cultures, you must understand, right? Or rather, you must know the international communication network and media system, and of course, knows how they operate. Any question? Ethical and legal responsibility of the PRR writer. So, here it is said that jobs in the PRR generally are not high in status. Is that true?
Yeah.
Can you explain?
Human approach in job creation might extend a different perspective because it may seem like kind of challenge. So considering that you identify your audience or you engage different types of audience.
Okay, as you are still talking and thinking, give me a minute. Yeah, so jobs in PR are not held in high status. What did you say is the reason?
Considering the audience, job regulations engage it's unprofessional to dilute the PR with unnecessary harm.
Unnecessary?
Humor.
Okay. Give me an example. Okay. It's fine. Usually, PR is associated with many things. Even in Malawi, you agree with me that most often PR is associated with lying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't just say yes because I'm saying that. Okay. Okay. Who is the government spokesperson? You don't know. Who is? Is this? What's your name? Ah, you are married, so I know the name, but I didn't know the person.